Hello everyone! In this video, we will have the final segment or part of our lesson in Cookery 10, Starch and Cereals. Are you ready to learn? I hope that you are, because this is an interesting topic that you can use in your daily life and in the future. So, let's get started. Methods of cooking cereal grains and starch dishes. The main purpose of heating dried cereals in water is to soften and gelatinize their starch. This creates an edible texture and improves flavor. Although rice is the most commonly prepared grain in the world, all grains can be cooked in a similar manner with just slight variations in the amount of water and length of heating. Cooking time decreases with any reduction in particle size due to cracking, rolling, cutting, or flaking. A term that we must remember when cooking cereals and pasta is al dente. This refers to the desired texture of cooked cereal and pasta in Italian cooking. It literally means to the tooth, firm but tender. Now we have the cooking methods. First is through moist heat method. Boiling. Cereals are allowed to cook slowly until they are ready to be served. Thus, the method of boiling is practiced. Boiling rice is a common method among Filipino families. Biko, maha, and sapin-sapin are some of the Filipino boiled delicacies. Simmering. This method uses a measured amount of liquid to ensure the proper texture of the finished product. The gentler, less agitated heat of simmering releases less starch from the rice, keeping it from becoming sticky. It yields long-grain rice that is tender and fluffy. Short grain rice cooked by simmering is tender and unbroken grains. Some examples you have here, the risotto and the sushi. Steaming. If thoroughness is concerned, the most satisfactory way of cooking cereal is in double boiler. This method of cooking is known as steaming, wherein the cereal is first set in the small or upper pan of the double boiler or steamer. The long cooking at low temperature develops delicious flavor which cannot be achieved by rapid cooking. Up next, you have dry heat method. Browning and toasting are the old methods of cooking cereal that involves the use of dry heat. In a shallow pan, a thin layer of grain is spread, and this is placed in a slow oven. After the grains have browned slightly, they are stirred and permitted to brown until an even color is obtained. By this method, the flavor of cereals is developed, and their digestibility is increased. The process of toasting is used extensively for preserving grains and cereal food. A common example would be the polvoron making. Additional dry heat cooking methods include broiling. The heat source comes from above the food being cooked. Example is the bibingka. It may also be cooked using the broiler or oven. Another is grilling. The source of heat is below the food being cooked with the use of grill. Example is the tubig. And you have lastly, frying. Carioca and donuts are good example of this. Let us discover things to observe in cooking cereal grains. Remember that when we're cooking cereal grains, it is always necessary to use liquid of some kind, except in browning or toasting. The quantity of liquid to be used, however, varies with the kind of cereal to be cooked. Whole cereal and coarsely ground require more liquid than those that are finely crushed or finely ground. The liquid to be used should be in proportion with the grain. To be right, cooked cereals should be of the consistency of mush. Gruels are much thinner than the usual form of cereal. Gruels, by the way, is similar to that of a rice porridge. These are cooked rapidly in large quantity of water, causing the starch grains to disintegrate or break into pieces and mix with water. The coarse ones require more time than the fine ones. The length of time to cook cereal also varies with their kind and form. And cereal should always be allowed to cook until they can be crushed between the fingers, but not until they are mushy in consistency. It is a quite challenging task to learn about starch and cereals. If you have any questions regarding this topic or in the previous topics that we have about starch and cereals, do comment it down below. Don't forget to like and share this video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Sir D. I will see you next time in our next lesson. Have a great day, everyone!